I will start our presentation by stating the statement of problem of our study. In recent years, a growing number of university students in Malaysia have suffered anxiety, which has a severe influence on their quality life. As one of the developing countries in the Southeast Asia, the number of students with mental health disorder has increased from 10% to 20%. Unlike high school, university is not only highly demanding academically, but also need to focus to social interactions, homesickness, tuition fees, and cost of living. It not only does anxiety affect academic, but it can also lead to depression and suicide. This study is to identify the factors that contribute to anxiety and the influence of it towards the university student at UiTM Puncak Alam, Selangor.
For our research objectives, there are three objectives, which is to identify the factors that contribute to anxiety among university students at UiTM Puncak Alam. Second is to identify the influence of anxiety towards university students at UiTM Puncak Alam. And the third one is to determine which socio-economic categories at UiTM Puncak Alam are prone to suffer anxiety disorder. We also have three research questions, which are: first, what are the factors that contribute to anxiety among university students at UiTM Puncak Alam? Second is how anxieties affect university students at UiTM Puncak Alam. And the third one is what are the coping strategies that can take place for those who suffer from anxiety disorders in UiTM Puncak Alam.
Next, these are the factors that contribute to anxiety among university students at UiTM Puncak Alam. First is social interaction. Social interaction had led to anxiety problem because students especially have been suffering a lot in interaction since they need to live up to expectations of their parents or their lecturers. Second is rising tuition fee. Increase in tuition fee may represent a considerable mental health problem when studying at higher educational institutions. Most students in UiTM Puncak Alam will have this cost added to their loan instead of paying them upfront. As a result, the level of tuition fees has an impact on undergraduate students at UiTM Puncak Alam. Third is homesickness. When students, especially from East Coast, move away from their home, their routines and way of life are disrupted, which can cause a worry and sadness. And four is cost of living. Example of food or clothing. As we all know, covering basic expenses nowadays is quite expensive, especially for students in UiTM Puncak Alam.
The method finding of this research by distribute a set of questionnaire to the population of undergraduate active students in the campus UiTM Puncak Alam, which consists of Faculty of Business and Management, Faculty of Health Science, Faculty of Hotel Management and Tourism, Faculty of Accountancy, Faculty of Art and Design, Faculty of Education, Faculty of Pharmacy, and also Faculty of Architecture, Planning and Surveying.
Moving on is the normality test. The table shown the result of the normality test for every item in each variable. Both values of skewness and kurtosis for each item will range between positive and -3. Therefore, the data is considered as normal. Normality result is used to determine whether or not the data is distributed normally. The assumptions of normality is necessary for the majority of interpreting statistical approaches. In these studies, skewness and kurtosis are used to determine the normality result.
Now proceed with the descriptive statistic. In this table, we can see the variables with the highest total mean score is social interactions with M3.44 and also ST0.956, and then followed by cost of living, which is M3.25, ST1.105, homesickness M2.89, ST0.915, and tuition fee M2.62, XT0.949.
We also conduct reliability tests to determine whether the survey data is reliable or not for the study. As you can see on the table, as long as the value greater than the minimum acceptable value of 0.7, the item as a whole were deemed to be reliable. As a result, it demonstrates the reliability of the tools employed.
For the regression analysis, we decide to analyze two dependent variables. Dependent variable parent income. Independent variable factors of anxiety. The remaining 95.6% is explained by other factors. ANOVA shows the F statistics is 3.984, which is significant because F is more than 1, and the p-value is 0.004, which is less than critical value. P is smaller than 0.05, proving it is significant. It means that there is a relationship between the IV and DV. Based on the coefficient, out of every factor of anxiety, the result for tuition fee as one of the IV is 3.4%, which is the only variable that is below 5% significant level. Therefore, tuition fee is most significant and is positively related with the parents' income. The one on the left is monthly students' allowance as dependent variable. Based on the model summary, the R-square is 5.2% of the variance in the DV monthly student allowance, and is explained by the independent variable factors of the anxiety. The remaining 94.8% is explained by other factors. ANOVA shows the F statistics is 4.712, which is significant because F is more than 1, and the p-value is 0.001, which is less than critical value. P is smaller than 0.05, proving it is significant. It means that there is a relationship between the IV and DV. Based on the coefficient, out of every factors of anxiety, the result for cost of living is one of the IV is 0.9%, which is the only variable that is below 5% significant level. Therefore, cost of living is most significant and is positively related with the monthly students' allowance.
And for the conclusion, after gathering data from the students and also conducting certain tests, we determined that the study's research objectives have been met. This is because of the tuition fee is more significant and is positively related with the parents' income, and also others, which is of cost of living also is the most significant and is positively related with the monthly students' allowance.